Hello everyone, welcome to this webinar being presented today on Predictive Accounting by Paul Barnaby. How are you today, Paul?
I am just great, thanks, Peter.
That's great, and Paul will be talking to you shortly. And this webinar has been presented on behalf of Beyond Accounting Technologies, which is Paul Barnaby's company, Plan Guru, which is based in the USA, and ESRI BIZTOOls. And we formed a joint venture for the promotion of predictive accounting in Australia and New Zealand. So we look forward to talking to you. The marketing director of Plan Guru, Trip Graham, recently said to me that predictive accounting gets accountants into the fun part. See, I'm that excited that I'm getting a bit carried away. Predictive accounting gets accountants into the fun part. I hope when you've heard Paul Barnaby today, you'll agree with that, that looking at the future is a great way to produce information for clients. You know, our clients sit down and we prepare business plans, or they prepare business plans, or they prepare notes. But the real test is developing the financial picture, showing them what it's all going to look like in 12 months, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years' time. I think that might be real accounting work. So Paul's going to talk more about that today. So what this is about is a three-way forecasting software to develop the financial picture of a business. And what Paul Barnaby's bringing to the equation and ESRI BIZTOOls are bringing to it is our knowledge of the Australasian markets to give you that extra bit of tools and resources and training from Paul's point of view to enable you to be real champions of delivering these services to your clients. What we're going to be talking to you today about is a special professional practice package that will be available in Australia and New Zealand. Plan Guru have entered into this arrangement with us, and obviously Beyond Accounting Technologies and ESRI BIZTOOls. The package that Plan Guru is supplying, you will be able to utilize with up to 10 of your clients. Currently, if you subscribe to Plan Guru, the license is only for 3 business clients. Obviously, you can then pay more if you want to access more clients onto your system. And the same thing applies with the 10 client package, and Paul will talk more about that shortly. Beyond Accounting Technologies, Paul Barnaby, a fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants and a very experienced chartered accountant, and someone that's quite proactive about this delivery of predictive accounting. He's going to supply the training over a 3-month period, and I've summarized there on the screen for you, setting up the files, importing historic data, budget setting, options for key drivers. Month 2, finalizing budgets, actual variances, rolling forecasts, and other reporting and client dashboards. And in month 3, review, questions and answers, and any other questions that you might have. And there will be ongoing support throughout the remainder of the year, or at any time during the year. So that's a great package that Paul's put together to support you. ESRI BIZTOOls supplies a range of templates relative to the key drivers. So that's the area we're concentrating on, together with a series of articles and sheets, spreadsheets to assist you in your communication with your clients about some of the key aspects that flow from the budget and cash flow forecast process. And now the template I've already mentioned those. So it's my pleasure now to introduce you to Paul Barnaby. Paul's going to take you through this process of looking at the predictive accounting package in operation. So welcome, Paul.
Thank you very much, Peter.
It's over to you.
Trust you're seeing my screen. Okay?
Yes, thank you. Yep.
Good day. All right. Well, thank you for that introduction. And yes, I'm quite excited about the potential of this joint venture as well. It's a great partnership between three great companies to help our colleagues in the profession. And as you've indicated, my specialty in this area is predictive accounting. And as Trip said, yes, it is a fun bit, but it's my task to help you make easy this budgeting and forecasting so that you're a hero with your clients. Because we've really got to take that step to be the virtual CFO for all of our clients. It's no good just being a compliance practitioner. You've got to be that virtual CFO. So what is predictive accounting? It's not a term that's exclusive to me, but I'm noticing that more and more people are using it. And it's no more or less than producing at the report level for future periods what we're used to doing for historic periods. So future revenue statement, balance sheet, but more importantly, the associated cash flows, and making certain that they're all in internationally acceptable formats for distribution to our clients and others. And why are we doing this? Well, Peter has alluded to it. It's part of that business planning process. We've got to look at what is going to be the outcome of those strategic decisions. What if we did this? What if we did that? What is going to be the result on profit? What's going to be the result on cash flow? How does it tie up with the shareholder or stakeholder or owner's goals and targets? Because that's the issue. The only place they don't want to go is to stay still. They always want to move forward. So we've got to help them make sure their strategies are going to do just that. And how's it done? Well, if you've ever tried, you'll know it's a reasonably complex procedure, but we've got to, as Peter said, use those key drivers of revenue, cost, and obviously capital items, and then translate those to the predicted financial statements. So that's a little bit about what makes me so passionate about predictive accounting. Well, as Peter has said, I'm a chartered accountant for a good number of years. I was managing partner of a second tier firm. And one day I had what I think is called a light bulb moment. I arrived at the office at 8 o'clock in the morning, got myself a cup of coffee, as I was wont to do, and sat down with a piece of paper to plan the day. And all of a sudden I had this awful feeling, and the awful feeling told me, I don't want to be here today. Why don't I want to be here today? Because I'm going to be dealing with somebody's grubby past. I'm going to be filling out government forms. And I've got better skills than that. And I just in that light bulb moment decided I was going to change everything I could. And that's when I took the plunge and started developing these skills. So I've now had something like 20 years implementing for clients, both in a public practice scenario and now in a consulting scenario, predictive accounting, which of course includes financial analysis, strategic planning, and budgeting and forecasting. My consulting practice is styled beyond accounting technologies, as Peter said, but I'm also the regional integration consultant for Asia Pacific for Plan Guru based in the US. And by the way, Peter Tripp apologised he couldn't be with us today, but I'm sure he'll join us for any future webinars. So, as Peter said at the outset, I've worked with many hundreds of CFOs, and I like to think my job is to make you look like a superstar. Okay, so you need a budget. What do? You grab Excel or Google Sheets, right? Wrong. Those are great tools, but they were never built for predictive accounting. They were built for chemists. They were built for engineers. Yes, they were built for accountants, but never for budgeting and forecasting. And if your client said, what do I use for accounting? Would you recommend Excel instead of Excel or Maya or QuickBooks? No, of course you wouldn't. Then why do you use it for predictive accounting? It's no different. You've got to have the same high standards that you apply to your historic accounting that you do to your predictive accounting. And if you really want convincing, have a Google for a real nerdy called Ray Panko. He's at the University of Hawaii, and he has researched internationally published spreadsheets. And he's found that 91% of them have got errors in them that their authors do not know about. I repeat, do not know about. So they've published a spreadsheet and it's got an error in it. I was talking to a Big Four in Sydney not long ago, and they said, we know what you're talking about, Paul. We did a due diligence project recently. We were submitted to us as part of the due diligence, an Excel spreadsheet. It was a discounted cash flow situation. It had a $20 million error. How embarrassing would that be if you were the author? But forget that. If you're going to use Excel, and look, I don't care if you do, as long as you tell your PI underwriter, it takes 10 times as long to prepare a three-way budget. So why would you bother? Okay. Now, there are a choice of applications out there, and it's up to you to choose the best for technical and investment value. Just remember that a lot of the products out there are complementary, not competitive. So, for example, if you're using Cashflow Story or you're using Fathom, you will want a product like PlanGuru as well. They fit together, not instead of. And the reason I support PlanGuru and continue and have done for some years now is that it has out and out the best features and technical abilities when you look at its cost. Its next best tool that has the same capabilities would cost you $40,000 US, and that's a year. So obviously not even in the same year. So here's just a quick overview of what you will see in PlanGuru. There is a revenue statement, income statement, month by month with a year total. And there is a balance sheet. Again, we've used key drivers to produce that. And we get a cash flow as well. And again, I've mentioned internationally accepted reporting formats. PlanGuru are very good at that. This methodology you're looking at here is called the direct method of cash flow, which starts from operating revenues, but you can use what's called the indirect method if you prefer, or the client prefers, and that starts from profit and adds back to operating result. But in each case, you get the operating result, you get the investment result, and you get the financing result, and you get a rolling cash balance. So as you can see there in that cash flow, there's no surplus until we get through to February, and then it starts to build up a surplus after that. So those are the sort of the minimums that you require to look at in whatever tool that you're using, but again, in this case, PlanGuru. Great to have dashboards. Clients love graphs, reports, dashboards, and this is a tool that comes as part of PlanGuru. It's delivered with it. You can put your own badge on. I've got my logo up here, Beyond Accounting Technologies, and it's all user configurable. This tool is, in fact, web-based, so your clients, as long as they've got any smart device, can, once they're advised by you that the latest reports are available, they can log in here and have a look at their reports. In this case, I've got a couple of bar graphs, I've got some line graphs, I've got some pie charts. But again, I make the point that it's all configurable client by client. So that's just a bit of a taste of what's there, and again, a bit of an overview of my attitudes to predictive accounting. Yes, it is the fun part. And if you're uncertain about how you actually go about it, Peter's going to talk more about the JV and the costing and what's actually delivered with that shortly. But I'm conscious that we're just into the new year, so I have recently announced a new year offer where I will have a close look at your own practice and the techniques that I've developed in predictive accounting. I'll have a look at in relation to your practice, and I'll give you a report for free. Normally I would charge somewhere around $700 for that, on your firm's capability, in other words, your staff ability in the predictive accounting area, what tools and software you might currently have. And here's an important one, the marketing. Because when it comes to marketing predictive accounting or business advisory services in general, there's a whole new mindset that we've got to get our minds around in terms of taking those services to your client. So once I report on that, you'll be able to plan for, if you wish, and then take these services to your clients that will, yes, certainly have them treating you like a hero. You can get some more details at my website, beyondaccountingtechnologies.com, or by all means, give me a phone call anytime, 0411 214471. Peter, I'll hand back to you unless you have any questions.
Thank you very much, Paul. That was very good. I'll just take the screen back, thanks. And we will be able to continue on. I did mean to indicate to you all, our viewers, if you have any questions, can you please type them into chat or Q&A and send them through to us, thanks. And we will discuss your questions and give you some feedback. If you're watching this recording later on in your own time and you have any questions, can you please send me an email, peter@essbiztools.com.au, or to Paul at beyondaccountingtechnologies.com, and we will get back to you and give you answers. The package that we have negotiated with Plan Guru and that Beyond Accounting Technologies and ESS BizTools are contributing to will enable an accounting firm in Australia and New Zealand to save 3,800 Australian dollars. This is based on you being able to use the package for 10 of your clients. And this is the sort of level that we'd expect firms that are committed to offering business advisory services would be undertaking at a minimum. And Paul negotiated with Plan Guru in America, and they've agreed to make this allocation of up to 10 clients available in this special package, which we have available for you. And to give you some idea of the difference, normally for a Plan Guru direct subscription, you get access to having 3 of your clients included in the original subscription, and then it costs $29 per month US. Over and above that, there is a bit of a discount if you pay upfront for 12 months. So that's a significant part of the $3,800 saving that we have estimated. The package, which will apply to anyone who is currently not an ESS BizTools subscriber, is called the Complete Predictive Accounting Package. So it includes the Plan Guru software and the license to be able to use that software with 10 of your clients. Includes the services that I summarized earlier that Paul Barnaby is going to provide by Beyond Accounting Technologies, and it includes the services to be provided by ESS BizTools, which relates to the to setting up the key drivers and other articles and information that you can utilize with your clients relative to the budget and cash flow forecasts. Or you can pay in 12 individual monthly installments if you wish, of $462 per month. Both of these subscriptions include GST. If you are a subscriber to ESS BizTools Gold or Silver packages, or our budgets and cash flow forecast product package, you have already got access to the material that ESS BizTools is supplying to this joint venture. So you're not going to be asked to pay twice. So the 12 months upfront subscription is then $3,520, or 12 monthly payments of $352, both figures including GST. If you've got subscription inquiries, can you please contact Paul? And his phone number's there, 0411 214 471. Or send Paul an email, paul@beyondaccountingtechnologies.com. One of Paul's passions is to create an opportunity for Australian and New Zealand accountants to secure some additional training and then to be recognised by a certificate. And Paul, I'm going to click back to you now if I can, and you can just give an overview of the certificate.
Oh, thanks, Peter. Yeah, I haven't got any slides on that, but I'll just talk to it for a moment. As part of the process of delivering the joint venture package, obviously over those 3 monthly sessions, I will be delivering training, which will be collaborative, online, but most importantly, client and therefore individual staff at the accounting firm based. So I'll be working with the individual firm, with their individual clients to actually develop the delivery of the predictive accounting package. At the conclusion of that, it is likely that you will have full capability to carry on without further training. But as Peter also indicated in his slides, I will continue to support those firms as they move through. But at the end of that 3-month implementation, there'll be a short examination, for want of a better word, for me to test the skills that you have taken up in that 3 months of training. And it is most likely that you will pass that. If you don't, I might have failed as a teacher, mightn't I?
And you weren't talking about bribery there, were you?
But at the end of that, yes, if you pass that test, then we will give you a certificate in predictive accounting, and you'll become a CPA of a different sort, certified predictive accountant.
Thanks very much, Paul. And we're all looking forward to rolling that training out. I'm going to do it, and hopefully all of the current ESS BIZTOOLS subscribers will do it, and other people, obviously, around Australia and New Zealand. We do have some questions, Paul,
Okay.
and thanks, Henry, for the questions. The first question is there an inventory module for this software?
Okay, let me answer that, Peter. Not per se, I'm not quite certain what the question means by a module, but inventory is specifically allowed for within PlanGuru, and there are models, varying models. You can do the good old-fashioned opening stock plus purchases less closing stock if you wish. You can do days of stock on hand. There's a number of options, and one of the great things about PlanGuru, it also has a non-financial data page, and you can do a heap of modeling inside there that can link into your balance sheet and or revenue statement, which of course is the case for inventory. It affects both. So to answer the question, yes.
Yeah, and we'll be developing those through the various products that we're putting into the system, won't we?
Yeah, yes, indeed.
Okay, so Henry's other question is, what is the approximate time investment per entity to set up the client and enter all necessary data to be able to do the free presentation?
Okay, that's the age-old question. How long's the piece of string? Is your client 100 entities with 5 departments per entity and 6 sub-departments, and you want to do it that way, or is it one company? I'm going to just assume it's one average SME. Once you are capable in PlanGuru, under an hour, we'll set up quite a complex 3-way budget, revenue statement, balance sheet, cash flow, dashboards, and reports. Under an hour.
Okay, well, that's pretty good, isn't it? That in under an hour, a lot of the work can be done, and the system then links. Having used PlanGuru and having been coached by you, Paul, I know once you get started, and as long as you set the basis up properly, it all links very nicely, and you can.
It does. In fact, there are specific links to Xero and QuickBooks, both online and desktop, but also the import routines are very, very easy. PlanGuru have a philosophy that they want you to be predictive accountants. They don't want you to be data entry operators. So they want you to maximize your time on strategy, not getting the data together. And that's why they make such a success of it.
Yeah, okay. So Henry, I hope that those answers have fully answered the question you had. If they haven't, you can either ask us now, or you can send us an email to Paul or to myself, and we will get back to you, because we really want you to understand how this works. I haven't got any further questions that I can see at this stage. And as I said earlier, if you think of questions later on, just send us an email. Paul at beyondaccountingtechnologies.com or Peter at essbiztools.com.au. So I'm just going to take the screen back, and so Paul is giving you an overview of the qualification for Certified Predictive Accounting. I think that's going to be great to have people who have been through this process and who are able to implement these financial forecasts going forward with skill, and then communicate those strategies and those forecasts to their clients, so they can really see the result in a financial picture of what they have planned in their business through their business planning process. So Paul's going to facilitate the predictive accounting qualification training. And if you want to make further inquiries, there's his mobile. You can give him a ring, and we will be publishing details of those training courses over the next few weeks. And those of you who are watching online, so you have booked, we do know who you are. We will send you an email. If you're watching this email at a later date, this webinar at a later date, we don't know who you are. So if you would like to receive update information on the predictive accounting qualification when the course is going to be commenced, can you please send an email, Peter at essbiztools.com.au, and we will get back to you. If you need any more information, there's our contact details. Please let us know, and we will get back to you and give you whatever information you are seeking. I'm just checking to see that we've got no further questions. And Paul, I think it's over to you and I to say thank you everyone for being with us today. We're looking forward to hearing from accountants all over Australasia, so that we can roll out this wonderful package, which we're very grateful for the assistance we're receiving from Plan Guru in the USA.
Absolutely, Peter. I was just about to add, I think this is a quite unique moment. I think this is a partnership of three individual companies, but each with their unique skill. So I think what is unique about it is I don't remember a joint venture of this previously. There may have been, but I'm really excited, and I think it's going to be a very successful rollout. Looking forward to the fun.
Yeah, so thank you very much, everyone, for joining us today. We will be sending out the video recording from this webinar. If you're on our normal mailing list, that's through Accountants Minute, which we'll be releasing this afternoon. If you're not on our normal mailing list, you found out about this webinar somehow other way, and you would like to receive the recording of this webinar, please send me an email and we'll make sure that you receive that recording. Peter at essbiztools.com.au. Paul, thank you very much for your contribution.
Pleasure, Peter.
And thank you everyone for joining us. Have a great day. Goodbye.
See you.